Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a book haul. The last book haul I did was my Christmas book haul, and me and my sister did that one together. But before that video, I think the last book haul I did was like last summer, which it's been almost a year since my last book haul, I want to say. So yeah, I have so many books that I haven't even hauled on this channel. I just got kind of lazy because I wanted to do other videos. So yeah, I have a collection of books that have been backed up since like last summer, and it's a ridiculous amount, and there's just no way I can share all of the books in one video. So yeah, I'm probably going to try and do a book haul every month for the next couple months, because that's just how many I have. And some of these books are books that I've already even read and reviewed on this channel. So yeah, that's how backed up I am in terms of hauling things. So let's just get going. I have 20 books here that I want to share with you guys. The first book I have is The Beggar King by Oliver Puch, I think is how his name is pronounced. I'm not quite sure. If someone knows how to pronounce Oliver Puch's last name, please tell me. And The Beggar King is the third book in the Hangman's Daughter series. There's a fourth book coming out like in September, I want to say. I haven't even started this series yet. I'm kind of waiting for the whole series to come out so I can start it. But yeah, this is a historical fiction, and like the series title suggests, it's about the daughter of a hangman, an executioner, I guess. And they seem to take place all in the 1600s as well, which sounds pretty exciting. The next book that I have is The Serpent and the Pearl by Kate Quinn, and this is about Julia Farnese, who is the mistress to Pope Alexander VI, who is also known as Rodrigo Borgia. So yeah, a Borgia's related book focused on Julia Farnese, which is pretty cool. I tend to just mostly read a lot of stuff focused on like just the Borgia family in general, and I've never read anything focused on Julia Farnese, so that should be pretty cool. And I liked Julia Farnese on the Showtime television series as well, so yeah, yay! The next book is The Lifeboat by Charlotte Rogan, and just like the title suggests, it's about all of these people stuck on a lifeboat. I guess their ship has sunk, I'm assuming, and it kind of sounds very Life of Pi-ish, which that book was about a boy who is stuck on a lifeboat with a bunch of zoo animals. And so yeah, this book sounds kind of like that all these people are stuck on this lifeboat. They have to deal with not only themselves but each other and the elements. So yeah, that sounds pretty exciting to me. The next set of books I have come from the Pink Carnation series by Lauren Willig, and these 4 books are the latest ones that I have purchased, and they pretty much lead me all the way up to the very end of the series. There are 12 books in total, so I have books 8, 9, 10, and 11, I believe is what these are. The 8th book being The Orchid Affair, book 9 being The Garden Intrigue, book 10 being The Passion of the Purple Plumeria, and book 11 being The Mark of the Midnight Manzanilla, I think is how that's pronounced. If you don't already know the Pink Carnation series, it's just a really long series of books. Like I said, it's going to be stopping at 12 books, and it's half historical fiction, half modern, and takes place during Napoleonic England, and just spies and romance and all sorts of goodness. And then the next book I have is The Walking Dead: Rise of the Governor, and I believe this is book 1, and it's by Robert Kirkman and Jay Bonasinga. My sister, she's kind of been slowly collecting all of these Walking Dead books that are all focused on the Governor, and I can't wait to get to them as well. Governor was one of my favorite characters for those few seasons that he was on. Next, I have book 3 in the Order of Darkness series by Philip Gregory, this third book being Fool's Gold. I have not read this series of books yet, but it is apparently Philip Gregory's young adult series. So very curious to see how Philip Gregory writes for a young adult audience. And like a lot of Philippa Gregory's books, this is also historical fiction. Next, I have book 2 in the Mist series, and this is Black Ice by Susan Crenard. And this series is like a modern day sort of retelling on Norse mythology, and it follows a Valkyrie by the name of Mist, and her ex-boyfriend just happens to be the god of mischief, Loki. And she hangs out with a dark elf and whatnot. It's all pretty badass and epic. Kind of silly and cheesy and over the top. Yeah, not fantastic fantasy. This is more like guilty pleasure fantasy if I had to compare it to anything. But yeah, I really loved book 1 and excited to get into book 2. And then next, I have 8 by H.M. Castor, and this is about a young Henry VIII. I guess Henry VIII as he's a teenager and probably going on up to when he first becomes king. So yeah, the hot and sexy Henry VIII, not the fat version. I have honestly heard nothing about this book. I've heard no one talk about it. I've heard no one review it. I don't know if I'm just weird. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to this and talk about it and maybe introduce some people to it. I don't know. I'm either going to love this or hate it, because it is young adult, and sometimes young adult historical fiction can be hit or miss with me. But yeah, I'm just very interested to see a take on Henry VIII as a teenager. I've never seen that at all. So yeah, looking forward to this. So, getting to a book that I have already read and reviewed on this channel, and it is Serena by Ron Rash. And this is about Serena and George Pemberton, who are ruling a timber empire during Depression era North Carolina, and it's very Macbeth-like if I had to compare it to anything, and Ron Rash even kind of compares this to Macbeth. So yeah, I've already read and reviewed this book, so if you want to see my full review on this book, just go hunt it down on my channel. Next, I have a piece of nonfiction, and it is Elizabeth of York, a Tudor Queen and Her World by Alison Weir. I've read, I think, 1 or 2 other nonfiction works by Alison Weir, plus some of her historical fiction. I think she's a fantastic writer. And this is about, like it says, Elizabeth of York, and this is the mother of Henry VIII. So, ooh, I'm so excited for that. I just find Elizabeth of York so fascinating. She was the daughter of King Edward IV, I think is the number for the king. She was the daughter of King Edward IV and Elizabeth Woodville, and there were rumors about her and Richard III. And yeah, she ends up marrying King Henry VII and producing Henry VIII. So yeah, I just find her a very fascinating woman because she just spans through such a unique time period of history. So very, very interested and excited to get to this, and hopefully it's not boring. The other Alison Weir piece of nonfiction I've read was called The Lady in the Tower, which was focused on basically the ending couple months of Anne Boleyn and her whole execution and whatnot, and the aftermath of her execution, and I highly enjoyed that, so yeah, I'm expecting to really enjoy this as well. And the next book that I have is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, and this is book 1 in what is to be an incredibly long series to my understanding, and I honestly cannot really give you guys a synopsis. I've watched megatons of reviews on this book, and when people talk about the synopsis, it's like I understand it, but then like if I were to relay to somebody what this book is about, I don't think I could, because it seems very complicated. But yeah, I mean, this sounds like something I will enjoy. People seem to either love or hate this book, and I'm just very curious how I'll feel about it. Fortunately, I did purchase this book for like $5. So yeah, if I hate it, it won't be too much of a loss, and I just won't continue with the series. But yeah, I'm just curious to see how much I will enjoy this, and it does sound up my alley. Kind of fantasy, alternative history maybe, perhaps, I'm not quite sure. Something to do with magic. Next, I have Tower Lord by Anthony Ryan. I have a question. Do you British, you all over there in the UK, do you pronounce his name Anthony Ryan? Because over here in America, you know, we pronounce Anthony, but you guys seem to pronounce it Anthony, so curious if you all, it's a silly question, I know, but yeah, do you all say Anthony Ryan? But yeah. Anyway, I digress. Book 2, Tower Lord, in the Raven's Shadow series. I freaking loved Blood Song. It was epic, just amazing. I'm anticipating some great things for this second book. I've heard that this book is not as good as the first book, but I still definitely want to get into it and then read the third book. And yeah, this is epic fantasy, very much like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or something like that. You know, battles and whatnot, and great world building. And then next, I have The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling, if you didn't already know that. And this is like a mystery thriller suspense sort of book about a detective, you know, solving murder and whatnot. And I'm very interested to get into this. I'm wondering how much I'm going to enjoy J.K. Rowling's adult work, since I already read megatons of adult fiction and I love the mystery thriller genre to begin with. I think I will really enjoy this. Next, I have The King's Deception by Steve Barry. And this has something to do with Queen Elizabeth. It's a mystery thriller, to my understanding, something having to do with Queen Elizabeth, if I'm not mistaken, something about some Tudor secret. The only other Steve Barry book I've read was The Romanov Prophecy, and that was about this lawyer trying to get the Romanovs back onto the Russian throne, to get the Romanovs back in charge of Russia, because the Russian people apparently wanted a czar back in, you know, command in Russia. So yeah, I love The Romanov Prophecy by Steve Barry, and I'm thinking I'll really enjoy this as well, especially since it has something to do with the Tudors and Queen Elizabeth. So yeah, I can't wait to get to this. And then next, you young adult viewers of my channel, you may enjoy books. I have the Shadowhunters Codex and the Bane Chronicles, both by Cassandra Clare. I can't wait to get to these. I'm super behind on Cassandra Clare books, you guys. I read the first 3 books in The Mortal Instruments. I haven't read the last 3. And then I read all 3 books of The Infernal Devices. And so yeah, now I have these 2 books I gotta complete with books 4, 5, and 6 of The Mortal Instruments. So yeah, I can't wait to get to these. Just, ooh, look at how shiny they are. So pretty. And Bane Chronicles. Good God, this man is hot. Magnus Bane, you guys. Magnus freaking Bane. Ugh. And then the last book for this haul is The Help by Catherine Stockett. And, ooh, this is another shiny one. Look how shiny that is. I'm probably blinding you guys. The Help has been turned into a movie, and I freaking love the movie, so I've been very excited to get this book and see how it compares to the movie, since I already liked the movie so much, but I have a feeling the book will be 10 times even better than the movie. And yeah, this takes place during the 1960s, during, I guess, the whole civil rights movement and whatnot. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to this. So that completes my book haul, overhaul, as I'm going to be terming all of these videos because I have so freaking many books. It's kind of ridiculous and a bit embarrassing. I wish I could read faster. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you liked this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.